There's more to move you right now at Team Mazda. Get 1.9% for 60 months on a new Mazda CX-50, Mazda CX-70, or Mazda CX-90. And make no payments for 90 days. The selection and savings are here for you at Team Mazda on Airline.
Always a struggle bus for the ladies. You got to do your hair, you got to do your makeup. I know, but I still would not trade being a girl.
Oh, absolutely not.
Never. Welcome to 9 News Now on a Labor Day Monday morning. It's such a treat being joined by meteorologist Sydney Goldberg on this Monday. She's always a part of the 9 News This Morning team, but she's filling in for Jared today.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, she said treat.
Yes.
A treat.
A treat. It is a true treat on this Monday.
A treat to be in my presence this morning.
It is a true treat to be in your presence, especially after a busy weekend.
Yeah.
So you were out traveling. Tell me what you did this weekend.
I was traveling. I was an LSU fan, of course, in Clemson this weekend. Of course, we got, officially the 1-0.
Yes, we did.
It was so exciting. We had tailgating experience.
Yeah.
Clemson, there was Clemson people everywhere, but you know what else was everywhere?
Yeah.
A lot of yellow and gold and purple.
Come on.
We were talking about this earlier. It's a little hard to spot an LSU fan because Clemson and LSU, we've got the same color purple.
Right.
But
ours is and
you can't go wrong either with someone saying go Tigers.
I know, and both in Death Valley. Of course, we know the better kind.
So you really had to, are you?
Right.
Oh, go Tigers. G-E-A-U-X. Go Tigers.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
The flights, did you fly or drive?
I flew.
Okay.
Flew into Atlanta, and then it's a little hard, with college towns, it can be kind of hard to get to the college towns with airports. And then, of course, everybody wanted to go to this game for the season opener, so flights are a little hard to come by, so we kind of do some hopping, flew to Atlanta.
Yeah.
We were talking about this earlier. My flight back from Atlanta, so I flew into New Orleans and then made the drive up to Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
That entire flight was full of LSU fans.
I love it.
Tiger, purple, gold, LSU Tigers everywhere. So much so that the flight attendants and the pilot, was like, and go Tigers.
Oh,
if you're headed back home to New Orleans or Baton Rouge, he was like, the real Tigers, of course, right? The real Death Valley.
See, that pilot knows exactly what he's doing.
He knew what people he had in his passenger seats. He knew. Yeah, it was a lot of fun time.
Yeah.
The weather was great as well.
Okay, good football weather?
Yeah, great football weather. It did get a little hot in the afternoon, but not, the heat that we're used to down here in South Louisiana. It was really nice. They really had the drier air. So it felt really nice through the afternoon. And once we got to game time, it was, I wasn't sweating.
Perfect.
It was great.
That's perfect.
Besides the fact that I was surrounded by orange.
Yeah, that is the one downside. But you must have been a lucky charm being surrounded by all of the Clemson Tigers.
Because I attended, we broke the curse.
I think so.
Yes.
And a lot of Tiger fans traveled, it seems.
Yeah, so a lot of them, unfortunately, were up in the upper deck. On the LSU sideline, I was on the Clemson sideline, so I could see all of my people across the stadium. They were up, in the upper deck. But I could see the yellow and the purple, and I know all the choreography to the band, of course. So I'm standing in my section, and every time I can hear the Golden Band.
Yes.
T-I-G-E-R-S, and I'm like looking to my right, looking to my left, to see if there's anybody around me doing it. And I could see a couple people standing up through the orange.
Yeah.
I wasn't the only Tiger fan down there. LSU Tigers, of course.
Yes.
But it was a great time, great game.
Good.
Even though it was, on lower scoring
Listen,
side.
before halftime I was concerned, but then we pulled through it. They made that magic happen.
Yes. Defense didn't recognize it. It was there. I was like, wow, this is the LSU Tiger defense.
I know.
Wow. So that was awesome. But it was so much fun.
Yes.
The outcome, I was a little nervous.
Okay.
My expectations, considering past several games, expectations, but I had hope and a luck, good luck charm, apparently.
Yeah. So you know what this means? You'll have to go to every single away game.
You're so right. Every season opener that's away, I have to be there.
Because clearly that must have been the good juju to get us there.
Yeah. Brian Kelly. Oh, did you? Poor BK. Did you see that he got tripped up by a ref?
Yes.
Yeah. Poor BK.
He recovered though.
He did recover.
Yes.
He recovered well, and so did the team.
Yes.
So did the team.
That's a good way to put it. You stumble once, and you get back up, you dust yourself up again, and then you go back at it, and that's what they did.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Come on, Coach. It's just game one. We're going to get back to it back home. No trip-ups, none of that. We're going to show out.
Yeah, no, really. I mean, I was talking about great weather there, and it's Labor Day Monday. It's the beginning of a new month, Virgo season, which, by the way, I'm a Virgo girly.
So you got to let people know, when is your birthday?
It's September 18th. Mark it on your calendar.
So you're the tail end of Virgo season.
Yes, I am. I'm on the cusp, but I definitely am more Virgo.
Okay.
So, yeah, so September weather, you know, it's coming.
Yes.
I've got some good news. We're talking about lower humidity.
Yes.
Temperature-wise, near normal in the low 90s, and this morning we're right at normal too, and that's going to be the case through the afternoon. In fact, we started off with a lovely sunrise as well that brought some beautiful colors, and we're still seeing some of those colors this morning on our Sky 9 camera overlooking downtown. Some light oranges and yellows peeking through the corner there near our new state capitol. Temperature-wise this morning, like I was talking about, not too bad. Low 70s, 72 at the Baton Rouge Airport. It feels like 72. Winds are nice and calm, but they are coming out of the northeast. So temperature-wise, south of the interstate, a little bit warmer for our friends closer to the coast. 76 in Gonzales, 75, Houma and Patterson. But you'll look over in Bogalusa, upper 60s, sitting at 68, and Macomb is 70 degrees this morning. The reason why they've got some slightly cooler temperatures is because they have some slightly drier air. You can see that in the dew points, where we have dew points in the mid 60s, upper 60s towards our east. Here in Baton Rouge, we're also in on the upper 60s, so that's making for a nicer feel. But our friends closer to the coast, further south, slightly more humid with those dew points in the low to mid 70s this morning. So we have a nicer feel to the start of the morning, but it is going to get warm. We'll get into the upper 80s by lunchtime. Here's noon, 87. Through the afternoon, we should top out in those low 90s, which is right near normal for this time of year. Mostly dry through the day. I just have a slim chance of rain through the afternoon and evening, so 10% of a shower or a storm through the late afternoon and evening. I'll show you that in the modeling here. It keeps us dry through the first half of the day, just some passing clouds, peaks of sunshine. Once we get to 3 o'clock, so that peak daytime heating, we could see some storms bubbling up over to our east. With that northeasterly flow that I was talking about, it will be a question whether or not we see some of those storms make their way westward into the Baton Rouge area. Here's 8 p.m. So into the evening, maybe we see a couple of storms popping up, but then they'll quickly dissipate as we go into the overnight hours. May wake up with a few light showers going into tomorrow. I do have a better chance of rain, isolated showers and storms bubbling up by 1 p.m. through the afternoon as well, and then things will dissipate once we get into the evening and overnight. So slim rain chances today for Monday. Tomorrow I've got 30%, and then we'll taper off going into the end of the work week. We may see some isolated chances for rain popping back up by the weekend. The reason for this pattern, you can see in the water vapor here, we have this swirl here. That's that low pressure on the eastern half of the U.S. That's what's keeping things normal for us and helping to send some weather systems down towards the south. That's going to bring the cooler air for our friends up towards the north. For us, though, it keeps temperatures right near normal and lower humidity. You can see that in the Climate Prediction Center outlook. Below normal temperatures for places like the Great Lakes for us, we're right near normal for this time of year. Normal is the low 90s, and that's what have got us with today and on and through the rest of the work week as well. Rain chances taper off by midweek, and then they may return by the weekend, but overall, a nice forecast ahead. Liz?
Sydney, we'll take every bit of that. Thank you. Still keeping our eyes on that drive of yours. The sun kind of been taken over by cloud coverage here as we look out in the 10-12 split. DOTD cameras tracking a whole lot of nothing for us, and that is good news. That's typical of a holiday Monday. We're also getting our eyes here on this part of your drive. This is I-110 at the Governor Mansion's curve. I just checked the BTR flight board. Everything that is supposed to be scheduled to come in on time or that's already flown in is on time. No delays, no canceled flights that I'm seeing now. If you have a flight or you're picking someone up from the airport, make sure to check that flight board before you make your way to the Baton Rouge Metro Airport. At 7-Eleven, stay with us. We've got some top headlines we're following after the break. Well, here at 712, our top headlines begin with the story that we pushed out to you about 12 minutes ago. Baton Rouge police investigating an apparent drive-by shooting on Government Street. We've been showing you this video. We've learned since that Baton Rouge police are investigating that drive-by shooting causing a driver to crash into the Smoothie King sign. That's there at the corner of Government Street and South Foster Drive. Now, this is a look at the scene right around 3 o'clock this morning. You can see crime scene tape and wreckers pulling off that vehicle from that scene there with bullet holes along the driver's side door. We're also asking people to call in those tips to Crime Stoppers. If you can help fill in the gaps, perhaps you heard something around that mid-city area. If you know anything, it is a call to Crime Stoppers at 344-STOP. We're also following an incident out of Ascension Parish where the Ascension Parish Sheriff's Office is investigating a shooting death of an 18-year-old man. We're told that he was found with gunshot wounds. This is at a home along the Brown Extension Road in Darrow. As this investigation unfolds, officials are also asking for you to call in those tips. You can see there it's off of LA 22. Darrow's a tight community. If you know anything, go ahead and fill in detectives with those anonymous tips to Crime Stoppers at 344-STOP. Also have an update for you on this Monday morning. Missing man. That search for him is still underway. The U.S. Coast Guard is looking in Lake Pontchartrain after a man and a woman collided their sailboat against the a post there in the causeway. So we're told that this happened right around 2:50 Sunday morning. The man has not yet been identified. The woman has since been rescued. We're told the man was last seen wearing a blue shirt with white shorts. If you happen to know anything about this, or maybe you were in that water at that time and you saw something, a busy weekend for boaters and boater traffic, please call that into Crime Stoppers or 911 so they can get that help and hopefully find that boater. We'll get you those updates as they come, as our sister station in New Orleans have also been following that. Our sister station is following this, a missing 16-year-old out of Laplace. We're told this is Marshall Frith. We're told she's 16 years old, was seen out of the Laplace area, but her family believes she's in the New Orleans area now. If you know anything, please go ahead and keep an eye out for her and call 911 if you think you've seen her. We'll see you with the check of that forecast in 10 minutes.
Now's the time to score huge truck savings at Team Toyota, where you can get a new 25 Tacoma for just $299 a month, or get 1.99% financing for 72 months on a new 25 Tundra. For work or play, we have you covered at Team Toyota, I-12 at O'Neill.